I think what made me get started with the whole video thing, 'cause I'd always been interested in acting. I've been in theater and plays and stuff around my town, so I've always been interested in that. But the whole camera stuff came in when I read this book about this guy who wanted to be a director, and it just sounded really interesting to me. So I asked for a camera for my birthday, and I got one that year. I was 12, I think. And then I just started making random videos with my family and friends. And then out of those videos, Fred came along. He was one of the characters. I did a bunch of characters. He was just one of the ones that I put online. I mean, I didn't really understand YouTube. I just thought you put them on there kind of to store them. I didn't really understand that, like, the whole viewing public could watch them. My manager, Evan Weiss, he contacted me. He found me on there. And so I've been with them, and they're, like, a really great team.
Lucas is not Fred. Lucas is a really serious kid, very mature, very humble, not at all, you know, hyperactive like Fred is. This kid was really something special. I was really excited about taking this property and really crossing it over into mainstream entertainment.
Hey, it's Fred! Fred!
Lucas's voice as a creator connects with kids everywhere. And most kids feel sort of cut off and feel sort of out there and on their own and alone. And that's the Fred character. He's very much, that character is very cut off and an outsider.
Brian and David and the rest of us, but mostly he and David, you know, figured out a way to take all of those elements of the character of Fred and the edge and the subversive content and put it into this great mainstream movie.
I'm having a party and you can't come.
Finding that story that was really about Fred and Lucas, that here's this kid who in the aloneness of his world creates this other world that rescues him, that he creates this video of this party by himself with only one friend, and it changes his life. And that's kind of the Lucas story in some way. He made these little videos on YouTube, and now he's this giant star, and there's no way he could have known it was going to happen the way it happened.
I think when we first started filming the movie, like the first day, I was really nervous, obviously, because it was my first movie and I was the lead character, so that was really nerve-wracking. Because, like, you know, I assume most people start out like as an extra and they work their way up, but my first movie, I was the lead, so it was really scary.
Mark? And action.
Really was remarkable to see how comfortable Lucas went from being this kid acting alone in his house in Nebraska to being the star of a movie. And he was so at home, and I think it's because that character is something he's very comfortable with, and he was actually able to transpose it to this new scenario. But working with professional actors and sets and locations.
It's Judy. She's been kidnapped by kidnappers.
This is a young man who's established such a following in a social network that it's garnered him a movie deal. And I truly believe this movie will be successful. And if it is, what does that say about the social network system? And what does that say, you know, we're going as citizens and as a culture? This is really a cool thing to be a part of.
You ready?
Thanks, Dad.
This says something for every kid out there who's got a dream to make it, every kid out there who is passionate about what he or she does. If they work hard enough and they're dedicated enough, it is another facet of the American dream.
On his own, without the power of Nickelodeon yet, and without the power of Disney, and without the power of MTV or whoever, he was able to just do this in his bedroom, essentially. And that, to me, I still love that if you have a great idea and you have passion for it, and you have a clever approach, or you put yourself out there in a really new way, that people sort of find you and connect to you. And people just, I think, purely connect on the thank you for doing that level.
And it is the first time that it's happened where, you know, a talent and a property has been sort of birthed to the world on the internet, on YouTube. And now it's sort of crossed over into as mainstream entertainment as it gets.
It's a pleasure, man. Thanks for letting me be a goofball. Right on. Thank you, sir. Very proud.
It was awesome working with you.
You can't ignore the numbers. People are interested in Fred. So here we are on the filming of his movie. This is an important event.
Right, fantastic. That's fantastic. Go again. I sort of made the promise to him that I wanted him to look back at this movie and for people to see it and say, oh my God, what a great actor he is, and not what a gimmick, he's created. I didn't want him to be stuck in this character forever.
Cut, nice. Well done.
I'm already working on like other stories and other characters, so I'm happy that Fred's giving me the chance to be able to branch out too.
This movie was proven successful, in my opinion, when Nickelodeon saw it and said, we have to have this movie, take it off the market right away. We don't want anybody else to have a shot at this. This is the kind of movie that we can put our mark on and be really proud of.